Money is power. Without it, one is powerless. I realized this when I was still counting my age on my fingers. Ugh. Am I useless because I'm just a child? I can't do anything. My beloved grandfather passed away in his 60s. He suffered from a serious illness that couldn't be treated. That illness wasn't covered by subsidies, and we were too poor to afford treatment. Mom, I'm gonna become rich one day. I swear I will. I don't want to regret anything ever again.
Icha.
And so within me, Itachi Katahara, a strong obsession with money took root. It's early in the day, but it's so hot. About 20 years later, at 27, I was watering the front of a restaurant in my hometown, a port town in Miyagi. This restaurant was built by an acquaintance a few years ago, but he retired due to an injury, and I took over. I thought I had forgotten about loyalty and duty, but in the end, I was also saved by my connections with others. There are other relatively new buildings in this town, and now, as a tourist spot, it attracts a fair number of visitors.
Oh, look who it is. If it isn't the loser who came crawling back from Tokyo.
Huh? It's you. The one mocking me is my younger brother, Tateo Katahara. He now works at a branch of a major company and lives in Sendai. What? I didn't hear anything about you coming home today.
I don't have to tell you everything. I don't consider you family since you're just a bad example to me.
The way you say that is really annoying.
Oh, is this Tateo's older brother? You used to run a shop in Tokyo until last year, didn't you?
A woman I don't recognize peeks out from beside Tateo. I assume she's his girlfriend.
That's right. But he found her running it and came crawling back. What a loser, right?
Just what I'd expect from someone with low education. Nice to meet you. I'm Tateo's fiancée, Dahlia Kurokawa.
Thanks for the introduction. As expected, I gave a dismissive reply. My brother has always had a tendency to look down on me, but what he says is true. Right after graduating high school, I moved to Tokyo. I worked at a restaurant while aiming to become a chef. I opened my own shop in a shopping district, but within a few years, sales declined, and I had no choice but to close it. I guess cutting corners here and there was a mistake, but with the rising costs, the profits were just too low. So I returned to my hometown for a fresh start, and a few months later, I took over the current restaurant at the request of an acquaintance.
Graduating from college and working for a company made me as different from you as night and day. Maybe you should take a dose of my success, huh? Here. Gah! Gah!
Then, the crows, who had been bathing nearby, suddenly got angry and attacked Tateo.
What the heck? What's with this bird?
They come by often when I'm watering. They're pretty smart, you know.
I don't want to hear that. Ouch! Wait, stop! Damn it, you'll pay for this!
And so my brother and his fiancée were driven away by the crows in a rather strange outcome. A few days later, while I was preparing the restaurant for its opening...
Caw, caw.
Huh? The crows are angry? Did something happen?
I'm sorry.
When I looked up at a large tree a little further away, I saw a woman who had climbed it and was being attacked by crows. Hey miss, there's a crow's nest up there. The fledglings are still a bit slow to leave.
What? Really? Ow, ow, ow.
Crows usually don't attack people, but when they're protecting their chicks, they become aggressive.
Thank you so much. You ended up having to get it for me.
She was in bad shape, so I had no choice but to let her recover in the restaurant. Her hair was a mess.
I never expected the pendant to get caught in the tree when I fell.
That's quite a situation. But I guess it's partly my right and left minister's fault.
Right? Left?
The names of the crows. They have a rather pompous look, don't they? Well, they're not really my pets, though.
I'm Nohagi Matsushima. I recently returned from the Tokyo area, and I'm currently job hunting.
I'm Itachi Katahara. I also came back from Tokyo about half a year ago, so... Before I could continue, her stomach let out a loud, cheerful growl. Oh dear, how about we eat something before we continue talking?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your work.
It's fine, the restaurant isn't open yet, and I haven't even decided on the menu. Oh, that's right, I received some salmon as a gift from a neighbor earlier. Can you wait a moment? Remembering that, I took out some fresh salmon and salmon roe from the fridge. Miyagi's salmon is famous after all. Since you're here, you should have some local food. First, remove the skin and bones from the salmon, then slice it thinly. Simmer the salmon in soy sauce, sugar, mirin, and dashi, then carefully remove the fillets once cooked. Rinse the salmon roe in water, then quickly blanch it. Simmer it briefly in the salmon broth, then drain the water. This process removes the fishy smell. Then, use the leftover broth to cook the rice.
Wow, you're really good at this.
I did run a restaurant after all. Now, just plate the rice and arrange the salmon and roe on top. Here you go, a traditional harako meshi, a dish that dates back to the time of Lord Date Masamune. The tender salmon, glistening roe, and rice packed with umami. It's simple but delicious.
Wow, the sweet soy sauce and seafood smell so good. I can't wait to...
No jumping ahead of the line. At the same time, the door swings open forcefully, an older man coming in. Even though the restaurant isn't officially open yet. Itachi, have you decided when you'll open the restaurant? We've been waiting and waiting, and then the smell started wafting out.
Geez, you old man. Pipe down. Itachi-chan, how are you today? Oh, I brought some samba bread as a treat.
The neighbors who have been looking out for me since I was a kid are even more enthusiastic now. What's this? A pretty young lady. Itachi, when did you get married? Without telling me first. It's not like that. Seriously, stop causing a fuss all the time.
Young lady, this guy here is a catch. He's a good boy and he's mellowed out and brightened up compared to before. Did you see that smile? I hadn't seen it until recently. Come on, Itachi-chan. Show us again. Come on.
Would you like a grilled rice ball? Yay, I'll buy them all. Maybe I softened up from all this good-natured meddling by the neighbors, who kept me from becoming a bitter and jaded man in Tokyo. A few days after all that commotion, Nohagi continued to visit me regularly. Fresh Pacific Sauri is in season, but other places will likely feature it too, so the price will be high.
But tourists would be happy, right? It's a local specialty.
Oh, you're right. But why are you tagging along? Aren't you job hunting?
I am. I want to work at your restaurant, Katahara-san. I'm aiming to be your first employee.
Go job hunting! Not long after, my restaurant opened. Business was good, but the earnings weren't quite up to what I made at my peak in Tokyo. Unlike me, who was all about work, my brother Tateo was getting married to his girlfriend, holding their wedding ceremony.
Tateo, today I'm the happiest woman in the world. From now on, I'll support your family.
Thank you, Dahlia. Since you'll be at home, I'll be bringing in the money like crazy. If you want to make money, having a good education and working for a big company is essential. Stability, security, and benefits. Everything's covered. Somebody's big brother is self-employed and failed, didn't he? Isn't that right, you poor little business owner?
This is sea urchin and potato mousse, and this sea urchin is from Yato Island. Wow, I want to serve this at my place.
Don't be so focused on the food at a family wedding, you workaholic.
Huh? Oh, congrats. By the way, can I talk to the chef here, please?
I invited you out of spite, but you don't even care.
Suddenly, a man behind Tateo bursts into laughter. Despite his voice, he seems to be in his 50s. I didn't know Katahara's brother was such a funny guy. Sorry for interrupting. I missed the earlier greeting when I stepped out, so I came over.
Rifa-san, I'm sorry for the embarrassment.
After introducing ourselves, I looked at the business card he handed me. It seems he runs a restaurant in Sendai. I do business with the company he works for. As a fellow restaurateur, I'd love to build a relationship with you. That's a dream come true. I look forward to it. Thank you. Since then, Riff and I have been regularly exchanging information. Then, a few days later... What? You ordered too much by mistake?
Yes, it seems my son, who's in training, made a blunder. I'm really worried about his future.
Just then, Matsushima-san, who I recently hired as an employee, burst into the restaurant.
Katahara-san, due to the recent boom in port towns, several large groups are suddenly coming to this town.
A miraculous timing, but I can't miss this opportunity. Time to return the favor. Got it, we'll buy up all the surplus stock from the mistaken order.
Really? That'll be a huge help, but are you sure?
It's fine, leave it to me. Yoshida Sineshifer.
It's Rifu. You can't just mix everything together like that.
So I ended up purchasing a large amount of fish that his son had mistakenly ordered. With Matsushima-san's help, I managed to get through an unprecedentedly busy period. We sold everything, but the profits are still not great.
Huh? I thought it was selling really well.
In terms of revenue, yes. But running a business comes with all sorts of expenses, and being rich is still far away. I was frowning at the computer screen, and seeing me like that, Matsushima-san asked curiously,
I've been wondering, Katahara-san, why do you want to be rich?
Why? Because it's necessary? But do you also think I'm greedy for money, Matsushima-san?
No, I don't. Money is important after all.
Her gentle smile carried a hint of sadness, and her unexpected expression made me catch my breath.
When I was a child, my parents lost their jobs due to certain circumstances, and I was sent to live with my uncle in the city. They thought it would be too hard for me to stay with them. My aunt and uncle couldn't have children of their own, so...
I see. That must have been tough. The pendant she accidentally got caught in the tree earlier was a precious gift from her parents.
I couldn't forget the air of my hometown. I'm grateful to my uncle, but I wanted to be with my parents again. I've struggled with my feelings for my uncle and my parents. That might be why I fell in love with you.
Nohagi's face suddenly got close to mine. The pleasant scent of soap gently filled the air. You fell in love? Wait, with me? But why?
I admired your straightforwardness, Katahara-san. I felt like you were cheering me on to stick to my principles, so...
Hey, Itachi! I just ran into Nohagi-chan's parents, and they wanted to see where she works. So I brought them. What happened here?
Nothing at all. Knocked over in my chair, I remained down for quite a while. And so the seasons passed, and before I knew it, 3 years had gone by. People change a lot during that time. My brother was no exception.
Sorry, Mom. Things are tough right now. Even just a little. Please, lend me some money.
Tateo was trying to borrow money from our mother. It seemed he was struggling with his life.
I heard about it. You made a big mistake at work half a year ago and got fired, didn't you? Why didn't you tell me sooner? But sorry, we're getting old and forgetful, so I've left the money management to Ichan.
What? You've entrusted all the family's money to my brother? Why would you do that?
Because he knows a lot about money. Even though he loves it, he's not greedy or dishonest, so I trust him. He's the kind of kid who would return money that a crow picked up to the police.
In the end, Mom told him, if you want to borrow money, you'll have to get your brother's approval. So it seems Tateo reluctantly complied.
Why do I have to go too? You can go by yourself.
Shut up. It's your fault for not working. We're supposed to help each other out when things are tough.
Over the past few years, their relationship has deteriorated, and they were heading to my restaurant while arguing.
Don't be so high and mighty. Isn't your brother's restaurant open right now?
As if anyone would go to a place like that. I bet it's empty right now.
As soon as Tateo opened the door, he was shocked to see the restaurant packed with people.
Ah, welcome. Sorry, we're full right now. Oh, Tadeo-kun and Dahlia-san?
They stood there in shock as Matsushima, no, now Katahara Nohagi, greeted them cheerfully. She and I had gotten married 2 years ago. Running the restaurant together, our bond grew deeper, and recently, people started calling us the ideal couple.
Why is this restaurant so packed? The interior is so nice now, too. What?
Wait, why do they look so happy? I didn't know about this.
It's rare to see you eating out. This is probably because the second branch we opened in Sendai did so well.
What? You opened a second branch?
Yeah, when Riff-san retired as a chef, he offered to let me take over his restaurant. His son could only manage one location, and he didn't want to sell the other one off, so he offered it to me. I spent years building trust with him, so he reached out to me. It wasn't too hard to attract customers and hire staff.
The favor we did for the fish really came back around, like the old folk tale.
So, what happened to you? After getting fired, you couldn't find a job and came back home to beg for money?
How do you know that?
Rifu's restaurant was one of your company's clients. His son told me all about it.
Ugh!
On top of that, Tateo never planned financially. He probably didn't save up at all. It's really funny to think that you talk so big about stability and security while living like that.
I can't take it anymore. It's all your fault. You got fired for losing important documents, you've got a spending problem, and now we're in debt. You're the worst.
Finally, Delia's anger exploded, and she shouted emotionally. Tateo too became furious and joined in the argument.
You can't even do housework, and you refuse to get a part-time job. You're nothing but a burden.
What did you say?
The argument escalated, but since this was a restaurant during business hours, I lost my patience and kicked them out for the time being. So, what did you come here for in the end? After closing, I called them back and made them sit in Seiza. Then I asked their intentions again.
Well, it's...
We need money. Just getting by on living expenses leaves us in the red. We can't manage to save.
That's about what I expected. So, how much do you need?
1 million yen.
I see. I went to the back of the restaurant, retrieved some cash I had saved up, and brought it out.
Huh? But, brother...
You've got a family to take care of, but you got fired. You're jobless, you're asking for money, and you ended up crying to Mom. You idiot.
Ouch!
I smacked Tateo with a bundle of 10,000 yen bills. It was a literal cash slap.
Even Dad never hit me.
That's proof of how spoiled you've been. It's a brother's duty to straighten out a stupid sibling.
But, brother...
Of course, I'm your brother. I'm the eldest son of the Katahara family. So if it means keeping you out of the hands of loan sharks, I'll give you the money. Don't make Mom cry. Perhaps surprised by my declaration, Tateo was taken aback.
Well, why are you acting like a big brother now? You graduated high school and just left for Tokyo. You chose money over our family. That's why I decided I'd surpass you. That's why...
That's a misunderstanding.
My wife, Nohagi, who had been watching, spoke quietly.
He's been working all this time to protect his family. He told me that he went to Tokyo to make money. He worked while going to vocational school, became a chef, and even after opening his own restaurant, he kept working hard. Also, the family wouldn't have to struggle, and so you could go to university.
What?
Mom, I don't have anything I really want to study at university, so I'm gonna work right after graduation. I heard salaries are better in Tokyo, and I'll learn a lot there, so I think I'll go. When I graduated high school, my family was struggling even more. So, as an ordinary guy, I focused on earning money. I'll make sure to send money home, let Tateo go to university, but don't tell him about me.
But he's still so rebellious toward you, Itchan.
It's fine, I don't want him feeling guilty. If he acts out, I'll come back and smack him myself.
Why? Why didn't you tell me from the start? Why?
Because I knew it would make you lose confidence. I'm your big brother, I know you well. You're clumsy and a bit of a screw-up, but if you get pushed too far, you'll just break. That's why the only way you could protect your pride was by looking down on me. That's why I never told you. That's all. Unable to respond, Tateo was at a loss for words. His wife also fell silent. But now I have a new family. I have a wife, and we're expecting a baby in 6 months. That's why I want to expand the restaurant even more, to take care of my wife and child. Even if I get seriously ill, or want to become a doctor, or feel like running away far away. I want to be the kind of person who can say it'll be okay, and stand by them. That's why I'll keep working hard to make money. So, Tateo, helping you as a family ends here. Take this and leave. Tateo was stunned. After a while, he took the money and left.
Well, I guess life's full of ups and downs, huh?
Walking home, Dalia is startled as Tateo suddenly starts sobbing.
I've always wanted to surpass my brother, but in the end, I've been losing as a person all along.
Seeing Tateo's weak side, his wife could only stand there in stunned silence. A warm breeze with the scent of late summer passed between the two. In the end, Tateo got divorced and returned to his parents' house. As expected, Tateo lost all confidence and completely withdrew into his room.
I'm worthless. I'm worthless.
No matter how much his parents encouraged him, he didn't seem to want to get up. Seeing this, Shut up! If you're not sick, then get to work.
You hit me again.
Tateo, hit by his brother again, ended up getting a job at a food processing plant through one of my connections.
Young man, harden your heart like your muscles, then nothing will hurt. Come, work with us.
Eek, please go easy on me.
It seems he's working hard, being pushed around by the senior employees in the sports club. So, the restaurant's doing well, thanks to Riff-san. Yeah, let's do this again sometime. I continue to live my life focused on work, and I plan to keep living in my hometown.
Caw!
What's up, Right Minister? You're in a good mood today. The pair of crows took to the sky. Feeling cheerful, I opened the door to the restaurant.
Oh, finally back!
Itachi-chan, it's your birthday today, right? Surprise!
The restaurant was modestly decorated, and my neighbors and friends greeted me with happy smiles. When did you do all this?
Of course! Thanks to you, Itachi, the town has become even more lively. Today's a holiday, so let's celebrate.
My neighbors, who have always cared about me, made me want to cry with their warmth. Yeah, I really do love this place. As a child, I was devastated that I couldn't protect my family. A few years ago, I was desperate to earn money. That experience caused me to lose sight of my purpose, to distrust loyalty, and care only about efficiency and results. But meeting people, receiving their kindness, and their expectations reminded me of the importance of the heart. Some people might laugh at how hard I work for money, but I don't care. It's the choice I made to protect those I care about.
Welcome home, dear.
Yeah, I'm home. In Nohagi's arms was our new family member. I vowed to protect them for the rest of my life. I'm still clumsy, I love money, and I'm a workaholic. But I've decided to live my life in this place, with my wife and everyone else who accepts me for who I am.
So here's to the reunion of our colleagues from Lovekoi Technology. Cheers! My name is Yugo Takehara. I used to work at a corporate software company called Lovekoi Technology. I was a sales rep, 28 years old. Now, I've quit and started working as a freelancer. It's been a year since you left, huh? How's it going since you went freelance? How's the income? He's Tomohito Oba, my colleague from Lovekoi Technology and an engineer. He's also today's organizer. I'm managing somehow. My income's about the same as when I was a company employee. At first, it was really tough, but lately, things have been going well. As I said that, another voice cut in from the side.
Seriously? That's lame. Why even go freelance then?
Her name is Misato Kishine, a colleague of mine, also in sales.
Freelancing has no stability, no social security, and no company brand backing you up, right? So the only advantage you have is income. But if it's the same as before, aren't you just worse off now?
Hey Kishine, that's a bit harsh.
What? It's just the truth, isn't it? You left because of the SO Arc incident, but I actually boosted my reputation with it. So now it's clear which choice was the right one, isn't it?
Just as Kishine Misato said, she was one of the few in the sales department who managed to meet their targets during the SO Arc ordeal, skyrocketing her evaluation. I didn't leave because of income issues. I just wanted to prioritize what I really wanted to do. Kishine Misato, perhaps interpreting my words as an excuse, smirked triumphantly and moved to another table. The SO Arc incident that Kishine Misato mentioned, that was the major event that led to my decision to quit. The SO Arc software was a project that was flawed right from the planning stage. In this industry, there are projects that, in hindsight, make you wonder how no one stopped them. Yet, they somehow make it through all the checkpoints and get released. The initial concept was faulty, leading to repeated spec changes, each time making the deadlines tighter. And to meet the deadlines, more spec changes were made, creating a hellish schedule. As a result, the SO Arc was released full of bugs, and naturally, it was met with a storm of complaints from customers.
Takehara-san, what's going on? I trusted you because you said it was fine.
I sincerely apologize! I knew SO Arc was a subpar product, but still, I sold it for the sake of meeting my quotas. But every time I sold it, I was met with customer outrage. The company's reputation plummeted, and everyone became miserable. What am I even selling this product for? People, the company, the clients. Every time I sell this, everyone ends up worse off. Does this job even have any meaning? Unable to take pride in my work anymore, I soon decided to quit. That really was a hellish project for everyone involved. As we recalled those times, we talked it over, feeling a bit nostalgic. Since then, that producer was transferred to a rural area. The company, honestly, we've lost some clients, but we are gradually bouncing back. Hearing that puts my mind at ease. Honestly, I was worried about you guys. We were worried when we heard you were going freelance too. But it's good to know you're doing well. Earning the same as you did as a company employee is impressive. Certainly, it's not easy to earn as much as a freelancer as you did as a full-time employee. I wasn't making much at first, and it really made me appreciate the stability of a regular paycheck. Thank you, Tomohito. I've had my share of struggles, so it means a lot to hear that. Everyone was hurt by that incident, but I'm glad we could check in on each other today and see that we're all okay. The next day, while working in my room, I received a message on my phone.
It's been a while. I actually have something I'd like to discuss. Can we meet up sometime?
Huh? Shirai-san? The sender was Konoka Shirai, a former engineer at Lovekoi Technology and one of her colleagues. She also chose to leave because of the SO Arc incident. I heard she's now working as a freelance engineer. By the way, I heard before that she and Tomohito have known each other for a long time and are pretty close.
Yesterday, Tomohito-kun told me about you, Takehara-kun. You're freelancing now, right?
Yeah? And you too, right, Shirai-san?
Well, things haven't been going too well. Takehara-kun, could you give me some advice, if you're free?
Of course, we both went through the same struggles with SO Arc. And so, we arranged to meet up in a few days. A few days later, we met up at a cafe and spent some time reminiscing about the SO Arc incident. I see. That incident left you traumatized, making it hard to assert yourself with clients.
Exactly. I'm scared they'll yell at me again, just like that producer did back then. And I underestimated freelancing. I thought as long as I could code, I'd be fine.
I get that. With so many people going freelance now, there's more demand, which makes it even tougher. Shirai-san was originally a very capable engineer. She was beautiful, had a great personality, was meticulous in her work and was well liked by everyone. But her seemingly smooth-sailing career as an engineer took a sharp turn during the SO arc incident. Shirai-san would have quickly realized that it was an unreasonable project. As the release date approached, she knew the quality was terrible.
Producer, we can't release it at this stage. We need to delay it.
Shut up! If we delay it, my promotion will be at risk. We'll fix the bugs later with support. Just sell it already. Budget constraints, new product launches by competitors. There were reasons, but the person in charge at the time refused to delay, fearing the blame would fall on them. They pushed for release, insisting there were no issues with the quality.
The ones who bore the brunt of that were you guys in sales, right? You had to sell that product.
It wasn't just us who had it tough. After that, the trust the company had built crumbled, and many people ended up leaving, mentally drained. Shirai-san was one of them. Since she was involved in the development, she felt even more responsible.
Takehara-kun, were you okay? You quit because of SO arc, right?
To be honest, it did get to me, but going freelance wasn't just because of that. I wanted more freedom. I wanted to only sell projects and products that I truly believed in.
That's amazing. I couldn't think like that. I just wanted to escape. But even the freelancing I ran too isn't going well. Still, I want to make it as a freelancer. If I could just make about 200,000 yen a month, I'd be satisfied. I just want to create something I'm proud of and make my clients happy.
The seriousness in Shirai-san's gaze as she said that hit me, and I straightened up.
Please. You're doing well as a freelancer, Takehara-kun. Could you teach me how to do the same? My savings are almost gone and I have no other options. I'll make sure to pay you, so please, help me.
As she bowed her head, I stood up and gently urged her to lift her head. Consulting isn't my main job, and I'm not an engineer, so I can't guarantee success. Is that still okay?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you. I'm counting on you.
And so, I began consulting for Shirai-san. After that, I took on the role of consulting Shirai-san once or twice a week. I told her it was fine without payment, but Shirai-san insisted, so we agreed on a performance-based payment model. Relying solely on crowdsourcing sites for projects isn't very practical in the long run. Like many beginners, Shirai-san had a portfolio, but she was only registered on crowdsourcing sites. It's good for building a portfolio, but for someone like Shirai-san, who already has experience from her previous job, it's not the best fit. Using connections from your previous job is one option. Also, you should register on this site with higher rates and open a social media account. Also, you should develop your sales skills, which includes negotiation skills. If you combine those with your current abilities, in this age of labor shortages, you should be in high demand. To start, you should study some psychology. I'll lend you a recommended book, so you can start by learning the basics.
Takehara-kun, this is amazing! Thanks to you, I'm getting flooded with project requests. My schedule is booked solid for the next 2 months, and the rates are so high.
My prediction was spot on. Within 3 months, Shirai-san was overwhelmed with job offers. Considering Shirai-san's track record and potential, this was only natural.
You're incredible, Takehara-kun. As expected of a top-notch sales rep who was awarded many times, you're also a first-rate consultant.
No, it's all thanks to your abilities, Shirai-san. It's amazing that you improved your sales skills in just 3 months. But those awards, that takes me back. Back then, I was only focused on numbers, selling whatever product came my way. Another month with Takehara at the top of the sales ranking.
No one can beat him.
Takehara-kun, we are counting on you in the future too. The expectations and praise from those around me gave me a sense of fulfillment, knowing my efforts were contributing to many people's happiness. I believed without a doubt that this was my calling, what I truly wanted to do. But after the SO arc incident, I lost pride in my work and quit. And now, seeing Shirai-san spread her wings on her own, I felt like I was learning something about myself. I think what I really wanted was not just to sell things, but to help people through selling. The numbers are just a result of that. Kishine-san pointed out my income the other day, but just chasing numbers isn't the point. Through consulting Shirai-san, I've come to understand myself better too. Thank you.
Hey, Takehara-kun.
After a brief pause, a small gentle voice called my name.
I feel like I've regained my pride in my work thanks to you, Takehara-kun. If it wasn't for you, I'd probably still be stuck, unable to move forward. So thank you again. Talking like this on the phone is nice, isn't it? I'd like to do this more, even when it's not about work.
I was glad we were on the phone because her words made my face heat up. One day, Shirai-san was in contact with Tomohito, updating him on a recent situation. I see. It's good to hear that things are going well.
It's all thanks to you for introducing me to Takehara-kun, Tomohito-kun. Thank you so much.
Oh, don't mention it. You helped me out a lot when we were working together too. But more importantly...
What?
Just between you and me, Shirai-san, haven't you fallen for Yugo? He's the kind of guy who grows on you the more you get to know him.
What do you mean by that? Did I say something out loud?
No, but you pretty much confessed just now.
You tricked me!
Hey, don't pin that on me! Meanwhile, I was sneezing mysteriously around that same time. Apparently, they were to blame. So, how's your income been lately? Has it stabilized?
It's more than stabilized. I'm now making as much as Takehara-kun.
As much as Yugo? That's incredible! Looks like I've got to step up my game too. For Tomohito, this was probably just a casual conversation. A few days later, Kishine Misato wasn't pleased when she heard about this from Tomohito.
What? Konoka Shirai's doing well lately?
Yeah, Yugo's been consulting her one-on-one, and it seems to be working wonders. Well, she was already capable, so I guess she's finally hitting her stride with a good partner. Now, she's apparently making as much as Yugo.
Konoka Shirai. She's always been a thorn in my side. Just because she's a little pretty, everyone fawns over her. I thought she'd fallen off after going freelance. And now this guy's gone and ruined everything. Ugh. But if she's making the same as Takehara-kun, doesn't that mean she's just on par with us? So it's not that big of a deal.
No! Earning as much as a full-time employee while freelancing is quite a feat. The level of trust isn't the same to begin with. And Yugo was the ace of sales, so he must have been earning at least twice as much as we did. You would know that better than anyone, being in sales yourself.
What?
As Tomohito said, at Lovekoi Technology, sales reps received commissions in addition to their base salary. This didn't apply to Kishine Misato, whose sales performance was always poor due to her laziness, except during the SO Arc incident. But at that time, I was making significantly more than my colleagues.
So that means Konoka Shirai is...
It seems so. That's why they're both considering incorporating. What's wrong with you? You seem off.
She's making twice as much as me? I can't stand that! In that case... Sorry, I just remembered something I need to take care of.
Huh? Hey, Kishine-san?
If I remember correctly, our subcontractors started outsourcing work to Konoka Shirai recently. I haven't done business with them before, haven't I? Here it is. Hello? This is Kashini from Lovekoi Technology. Long time no talk. I have a matter I'd like to discuss regarding staffing for that project. Could we arrange a time to meet soon? Next Friday, 7 p.m.? Yes, that works. Let's meet near your company's nearest station.
Tomohito secretly observed Kishine Misato's suspicious behavior from the shadows. Kishine-san was acting weird, so I followed her. Staffing issues? Why would she? What's going on? A few days later, Kishine Misato met with a producer from the subcontractor in a private room at a restaurant.
So, Kishine-san, what is it you wanted to discuss? Well, it's about that freelance engineer, Konaka Shirai, whom your company is outsourcing work to? Yes, that's correct. Is there a problem? I'd like you to stop outsourcing to her. Can you do that? May I ask why? Well, I can't go into details, but we've discovered that she's a problematic individual. We currently have a 1-year contract with her. Perhaps after that. No! I want you to stop immediately! But shouldn't your company issue a formal directive regarding staffing changes? No, I can't do that. I'd like you to make the decision yourself without involving the company.
Kishine Misato's incoherent request made the producer suspicious.
I'm afraid that's impossible without a valid reason. It could damage our reputation. And besides, Shirai-san is a competent engineer with excellent communication skills. If we were to remove her, we'd need to find a replacement. And with the current schedule... Everyone's always going on about Shirai this and Shirai that. It's so irritating. Of course I wouldn't ask for this without offering something in return.
With that, Kishine Misato took a brown envelope out of her bag and handed it to the woman.
This is information about a new product that our company will be announcing soon. If you use this information wisely, it could bring you considerable benefits. Kishine-san, are you sure this is okay? As long as no one finds out, it's fine. We both win, don't we? Are you worried about the risks? Don't be. I'm very discreet. I've never been caught before. I see.
The woman let out a deep sigh at that moment. Sorry to interrupt your conversation.
What are you two doing here?
Tomohito and I appeared at the door, catching Kishine Misato off guard. Yes, after growing suspicious of her, Tomohito started investigating Kishine Misato. That's when he caught her secretly printing confidential company documents. What should we do? We don't have solid proof, but this seems... She's making a move next Friday, right? Yeah, that's what she said. Then we've only got one shot to catch her in the act. I'll go with you, and we'll stake it out. The company she's meeting with is...
It's been a while, Takehara-san. Thank you for your help back then.
The producer smiled at me and bowed politely. I nodded back. That's right. The company she was meeting with was one I had brought on as a client. I knew the producer personally. That's why Tomohito consulted me, even though I'm no longer with the company, and why I came along today. We grew suspicious of Kishine's actions and took the liberty of listening to your conversation. We apologize on behalf of our company for the actions of our employee. We'll be reporting all of this to our supervisors.
I see. I was planning to report this to your company and cancel our contract. But I'll leave it to you. Let's continue our partnership for now. I can't refuse when Takehara-san asks.
Oh, thank you very much! Tomohito and I expressed our gratitude. Everything was falling into place, and when we finally looked up, what we saw next was, of course... Well, Kishine-san, it's settled then. We'll be reporting this to the higher-ups. We recorded the entire conversation. We'll also be taking those documents. Kishine Misato trembling as she imagines the consequences.
Oh, what? You've got to be kidding me! You're the one who's kidding, Kishine-san. What you've done is insider trading. It's a serious crime.
I've suspected something was off with you for a while. You've always had poor sales performance, but you somehow managed to close big deals when it counted. You were acting weird the other day too, and now I knew it. Is this how you met your targets during the SO Arc incident too? If that's the case, it explains how someone who was always struggling suddenly managed to meet their targets then.
Shut up! You wouldn't understand being a top performer. That Konaka Shirai. Just because she's capable and a bit pretty, everyone fawns over her. So I just did what I could to take credit. What's wrong with that?
Everyone was thoroughly disgusted by Kishine Misato's self-centered reasoning. Of course it's wrong. It's a crime. My words left Kishine Misato powerless, her head hanging low. After that, her illegal activities were exposed, and Kishine Misato was arrested by the police. Naturally, she was fired with cause, and faced a hefty lawsuit from the company. Furthermore, the clients involved in the illegal deals were also uncovered, leading to a scandal that made it onto the news.
What? What am I supposed to do with my life now?
Even if she serves her sentence, it's uncertain whether she'll ever be able to return to society. Later, I reported the outcome of the situation to Shirai-san.
Thank you so much, Takehara-kun. I can't believe they were trying to get rid of me for such a reason.
Fortunately, it seems the company wasn't involved in any illegal dealings with Kishine-san, so they'll continue their contract with you.
Do you think Tomohito-kun will be okay? And to love Koi Technology?
Leaving things as they were wasn't an option anyway. Tomohito said he'll handle it. He'll be fine. He's already proven himself capable. And that goes for you too, Shirai-san. I don't think you need my help anymore. With where you are now, I think you can handle things on your own without my consulting. Congratulations on incorporating your business, by the way. Yes, Shirai-san and I recently incorporated our businesses. It's a bit lonely, but it's inevitable that she would outgrow my help someday. When I said that, Shirai-san blushed and looked up at me.
If it's okay with you, from now on, instead of as a consultant, I'd like you to stay by my side as my partner. As a gift for our incorporation. How does that sound?
Ugh. Caught off guard for a few seconds by Shirai-san's blush and upturned eyes, I quickly returned her smile. If you pursue what you truly want to do, you'll end up forming invisible bonds with others through your work. I vowed to cherish the bond that had formed between Shirai-san and me.